Well, if you ever marveled at the grit and sacrifice made by emergency responders, well, now there's a firsthand look into the remarkable lives in which they lead. Our next guest has written a book about his 22 years as a firefighter in all its facets, from the emotional toll taken by working with sick and dying people every day, to the sexism that's in the profession as well. Jeremy Norton is the author of Trauma Sponges, Dispatches from the Scarred Heart of Emergency Response. And Jeremy joins us right now. Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I got really excited to chat with you about this because I feel, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like most people don't know what you do, what you see, and what you actually go through and serve society on a daily basis.
That's kind of how the book started. I was trying to make sense of what we actually did as firefighter EMTs in Minneapolis, separate from what I thought we were going to do, which was fight fires all the time. And I also started trying to explain to everyone who says, why is there a fire truck outside my house, when we showed up for a chest pain or an asthma attack or a headache, that the emergency services, so police officers, firefighters, paramedics, we really are the only options for the 911 system to catch everything that falls through the safety net. So, this is a career steeped literally in the suffering of others. And the best we can do is bring kind of courage and compassion to try to make people's days better, even when we know we're not actually going to save a fraction of the people we encounter.
Why'd you call it trauma sponges? What an interesting phrase.
The old days operating theaters, they literally used a sponge to soak up your blood before we had suction. And then, the play on that is we are immersed in trauma. Like, from every day we go to work, we have no idea what we will be confronted with. We have no idea what calls will come in, but guarantees we will be there when someone is having their worst or their last day.
Yeah, and I know the PTSD and mental health coverage changed, right? The foundation of that changed for first responders now, where you don't have to necessarily prove where it came from.
That is true. In 2019, I think the legislator made a kind of a presumptive, but there are still people in the system who are trying to challenge that.
Also, people may not know this, your team, your crew, was the first responder that went to George Floyd's scene, if you will, yeah? My
fire crew responded with the paramedics, yes.
What was that like as a world-changing, pivoting moment?
Well, I think it's important to remember that on every call we have no information really going in, we have no real context. And so none of us involved that day, other than maybe the bystanders who were articulating what they were watching, had any clue when we arrived. So the two paramedics that my partner and I joined in the ambulance in attempts to revive Mr. Floyd, they responded to what was given as a mouth injury. So we had none of the context. Now, of course, after everything happens, all the internet experts say, well, we should have done this, that, and the other, but we had no context coming in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Jeremy, I kind of want to talk to you for a couple hours because I find your history, your career, your service, and your story fascinating. We got to wrap up right now,
okay.
But I'd love to connect with you and talk more.
I'd love that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
your work too.
Thanks.
So Jeremy's book launch is on Tuesday. It's at 7 o'clock at the Minnesota Fire Museum in Minneapolis, and he has a book event on Thursday at Excelsior Bay Books. That's also at 7 o'clock, and you'll find all that information and a link to register to attend that launch on KARE11.com.